This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports. Today I'll be handicapping the Aloha Bowl between BYU and Hawaii, which will take place on Tuesday night, Christmas Eve, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the islands in Hawaii. Aloha Stadium, which is Hawaii's home field. Your DRF Sports subscription contains all the information you need to win this bowl season, including betting angles from the most wanted sports database out there, access to the most powerful game simulator available anywhere, and exclusive power ratings with profitable edge plays. Log in today at sports.drf.com or click the sports logo on www.drf.com to get started for just $5. Taking a look at this Aloha Bowl, BYU currently is a 1.5 point favorite in this game with an over-under of 64. The line has moved from BYU -2 and an over-under of 62 on the opener. Taking a look at our game simulator, and both estimates are telling the same thing. Estimate number 1 projects Hawaii to win 38-24. Estimate number 2, 36-30. Both of those are strong enough to draw edge stars. The power line, a slightly different story. BYU is a projected hypothetical favorite of 5 points. Taking a consensus amongst the 3 ratings, Hawaii would be a 5-point favorite. So there is 6.5 points of line value here to the Warriors in this game. Looking at our betting angles, Hawaii comes in here off a loss in the Mountain West Championship game at Boise State. Nick Rolovich, as coach of Hawaii, has not been good in these spots. He's 5-17 against the spread following up a loss. So average score there, 25-36. So that does favor BYU here. There are a couple trends that favor Hawaii. Interesting, BYU comes in here despite winning 5 of their last 6 games. They are on a 4-game spread losing streak. And in road games after 2 or more losses against the spread the last 3 years, BYU a winless 0-6 against the spread in that spot. BYU also just 2-6 facing teams with records of 60 to 75% winning percentage over the last 2 years. So they have not performed well against quality opposition. The average score is nearly a 13-point loss for the Cougars. Hawaii is 14-5 also over the total in non-conference games under Nick Rolovich. Analyzing the betting action for this game, you can see, interestingly, 98% of the action, the bettors have favored the over. And if you are one of those who will play the under in this game, you can rest assured that the books will be on your side, rooting for your under to come in. 73% of the action favors BYU. Despite that, the line has dropped down from 2 to 1.5, so there could be a slight sharp action here on Hawaii. One interesting injury of note, the part-time quarterback Shavon Cordero for the Rainbow Warriors is questionable for Tuesday with a leg injury. However, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. They do have senior quarterback Cole McDonald waiting to start that game. McDonald got off to a tremendous start this season, starting with the upset of Arizona on week 0, where he threw for 4 touchdown passes. He proceeded to throw 23 touchdown passes in his first 7 games before cooling off later in the season. As mentioned, both of these teams came in here off a loss. San Diego State defeated BYU 13-3 on November 30th. However, before that, BYU was on a 5-game winning streak. Hawaii had a 4-game winning streak before getting blown out on the blue turf at Boise State in the Mountain West Championship game. These two teams have played head-to-head somewhat frequently. Last season, BYU did rout Hawaii 49-23. Back in 2017, they won on the islands 30-20 as a 3.5-point favorite. Team statistics, interesting thing to note that this will be Hawaii's 9th home game of the season. They're 6-2 actually at home this year. And why do they play so many games? Well, there is something that is called the Hawaii Exemption, which basically gives Hawaii a free game, I should say an extra game, to compensate for the additional travel costs of flying in from the islands. That combined with the Mountain West Championship game has given, in effect, 2 extra games to Hawaii this year. So this is their 15th game on the year. Overall, the motivation here, I would lean to Hawaii. I do think that after a successful season, they're going to want to close this out in front of their home fans with a nice victory. They do have value edges in terms of the power ratings. So I think the Rainbow Warriors with Cole McDonald are going to win this game outright. This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports, Twitter handle @SportsDBExpert. Merry Christmas and best of luck to you with your bowl season.